That would explain why sometimes when I talk, nobody can hear me. I just want to say while people are busy, because they are busy, they've been busy doing the different things that they do up on here where stuff is concerned. I feel like this while you're busy, like turning your nose up at me, who turning their nose up at you? Hmm? You know, this duo, right? Where one is a carbon copy of the other. I mean, I've already talked about this, all of it. Matter of fact, I need to put this copyright disclaimer up here. Let me go on and do that. I got to go get the mouse and the keyboard. It's just always something. But you know what? You can feel what, energy people have. Like, oh, let me upload something and then look and see what stuff did. Well, why don't you look at and see what somebody else did who you really, want to be? Don't you want to be these people? I've already talked about it. Aren't y'all emailing these people, asking them for help? Like, help me, help. Help. Maybe you can help me with this, or but then they know so much, and then they're so busy comparing themselves to me. But at the same time, what Stuck is able to do is to see you in the bigger scheme of things and all the help that you need. I'm guessing it only takes one of you, right, to reach out, and then you get the word back to the other. If you ain't plotting and scheming on, I don't know. Are you trying to carbon copy those people too? I'm going to show you. I've already talked about this stuff. Those aren't channels I watch. But I'm going to tell you why y'all got those particular channels on your radar, because you want to be them. Compare yourself to them. Don't compare yourself to me. I'm not them. I ain't like nobody up on here. I ain't supposed to be. So I ain't trying to be. I ain't trying to be like now one of the duo. The black female and then the black female. I'm assuming that very, 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 very light skinned, I don't know, complexion men. And what all goes along with that. Don't know the self-hate in that. Okay? If people want to know why it's not all, enamored with something that look bright skinned, I mean, it's the norm for me. So I'm not around here looking all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed because I see somebody that look light-skinned. That's the norm for me. It's not that big of a deal for me. And the light-skinned people that I know don't go through life trying to think they better because their complexion is more lighter than the next person is. Like, ooh, I don't know. Maybe y'all, I don't know. One thing I do know is I ain't struggling like that. I don't have them kind of issues. You know, I just don't. So, like I said, you always gonna feel some kind of way about stuff. I promise you that. Whoever you may be, whatever your issue is, I'm not willing to take it on for you. Now, let me put this copyright disclaimer in here. But I'm just gonna make a little small talk. No, it's not that big of a deal for me. Am I supposed to stop and get in neutral? Because I mean, because when I saw it, I was like, oh, and then I was like, well, let me click. I'm talking about initially. When I initially saw it, I was like, oh, well, let me, stop and listen. And I didn't stay. Matter of fact, I didn't even finish listening. I kept it moving. It wasn't anything that I was interested in. Well, come to find out, when you speak about something that you're not interested in, what you're not interested in becomes overly interested in you. That's what happened to me. Now, I don't even think I put her videos back up. I'm thinking all of hers are down. I took hers down. His are up. If anybody watch it, I don't know. Am I going through checking if it been picked up? No, I don't care. I know what evil is and what evil does. Compare yourself to the other folks who you really want to be like. And believe me, I don't even go to these people's channel. I don't have an issue with them. I'm not trying to mold myself after none of these people, the ones that you all want to be. You want to be those people. You know who you are, the duo. And let me break that down and explain that, right? One of them been on here probably since the existence of YouTube, right? According to her, YouTube reached out to her because she was so special. She was handpicked to be a content creator. Believe me, y'all, these are not journalists. They are not professional correspondents. They're not editors. They're none of that. They're knockoff Steve Harveys and they're knockoff Wendy Williams. This is what they are. The dust has to settle on things like that. But that's what they are. And apparently the one that the black female, I'm assuming that's been on here ever since the inception of the app or whatever. I don't know how they did that. If I had to guess, it's approaching 20 years now or something like that. And so the person, the male who is very light skinned, light complexion, like that, right? I guess she took him up under her wing and he and her have been working together. I've already talked about this. They made sure nobody heard it. Okay, that's what they do. And he tailored himself after her so much so that even their channel descriptions were identical. I'm sure they've changed it up now. I spoke on it when it was identical. You could read it word for word. I read both of them word for word. I clicked on one and read it, and I clicked on the other one and read it. It was 99.9% duplicity. It might as well have been put on a copy machine and made a copy of it. Okay. And then, of course, the mail says, well, there was a template. They don't have a template for a channel description. No channels are the same. It's like they tell you any little lie when they get caught up. You don't have to lie about it. Just say that you really want to be like the same people that she wants to be like. And I'm going to bring that channel up. But I guess there's a lot of channels like that. That's who they really want to be like. So while you're turning your nose up at me, why don't you? I mean, because I'm sure you've been reached. I mean, there's only so much help these folks can give y'all. And I would bet money they are still, at least one of them is, like I say, they siphon the information off to the other. One of them is still probably on this man's dick or his balls. Or they may even be licking his balls. I don't know how they're doing that. I know they need help, though. I know that. And see, the thing is, they envy you, but then they really don't like you. But then they want help from you. I mean, it's all over the place. The only way they really feel like anything is if they on here turning their nose up at me. But who can turn their nose up at you? Even I can. I ain't around here doing all that. Well, I'm gonna bring the channel up where y'all can see it of the one that she has been reaching out to him to try to, like, if he do a store, then she gets him to, I'm assuming, try to get him to help her with her store. If it's something, I'm assuming the whole tea and all of that. I mean, what is it, $45 or $50 tea? Excuse me. And I'm gonna buy some coffee beans next time. I was gonna buy some, but I was like, do I still have my grinder? Well, I do have my coffee bean grinder in there. So next time I go, probably this weekend, I'm gonna give me some actual coffee beans. It don't get no more fresher than that when you take the beans and you grind up the beans and then you put the beans in the black coffee pot or coffee maker, the mocha. Okay, let me put this stuff up here right quick. But this is just only, it's only just to prove a point. I'm not all enamored with the duo. I'm not all enamored with who they're all, enamored with. I don't know. Maybe that's the whole brainwashing thing of it, right? Oh, this is, who I really look up to. Maybe you should look up to them too. I don't know what all different tactics they have used. I've spoke on some of that stuff already. Like I say, they make sure that they don't want anybody to hear it, but they want people to hear every single thing that they have to say about whoever it is. What people don't know is these people work together behind the scenes in the background. That's why you never hear them speaking on each other. Even though one of them might be all in the news, you ain't going to hear nobody said nothing about it. You know why? Because they all do the same thing. They do the same thing. Let me see if this text is about my money. And I don't think none of it, You so much better. Be better. But compare yourself to somebody who actually is, right, above your level. Believe me, in the bigger scheme of things, y'all don't really measure up. Only thing is you're black. And then some of you don't even look black. You look white. I mean, let's just call it what it is. I don't think anything of it. I don't know what that was I got. So let me just prove this point quickly. After I put this copyright disclaimer stuff up here, I want to claim copyright disclaimer for fair use for educational purposes, information, research, opinion, commentary, news, entertainment. I don't know, comparison. To prove a point, things of that nature. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, thank God I'm not on no YouTube roller coaster wondering how much I'm going to get paid from month to month and year to year. And I ain't knocking nobody that wants to take those wild rides. Don't make it seem like you trying to make me feel some kind of way because I choose not to get on roller coasters. It's just not anything that I'm really interested in. Okay. Take that ride, right? Go up and down, and I'm assuming your psyche and your madness level follow suit, right? Somebody has to pay the price for that kind of stuff. It will be somebody they work together to make sure nobody hears you. They only want people to hear them. That's psychopath. You got to be a psychopath. Other psychopaths follow lead with that. Oh, you just gonna stalk stuff for 4 years. You're gonna build channels about stuff, 1 channel, 2 channel, 3 channels, 4 channels. You're gonna, harass stuff. You're gonna research stuff. You're gonna study stuff. You're gonna record stuff. I mean, it goes on and on and on. Why y'all doing all that? Do it to somebody who it is that you really want to be like, who you wish you were. Let me see if this mic is on. Sometimes I turn it off. It's on. Do it to somebody who you wish you were. Do it to those folks. I mean, they ain't even thinking about you. Is you still emailing them, asking them for help? You still wanting help to find who you are? A lot of people, it ain't nothing there. There is no identity. I mean, people gonna feel some kind of way about that for the rest of their life. Still know that. Now, let me put this copyright thing in here before I bring up this channel. It's not that serious for me. I get why it's so serious for you, right? You don't know why YouTube is doing this to you and treating you like that. And then especially because you look white on top of it. Right? The whole facade of it, the whole trickery in it, right? I look white. I get on here and say all this disgusting stuff about black folks. And then I'm tied up with a black female that had to help me to even come up with some kind of way to describe myself. And I still know why you got like that. Your parents didn't raise you up. I get it. You a devil. I get it. You're evil. I get it. You got to go through your life comparing yourself to somebody like me up on something virtual which not even real. I get it. What's left? Comparing yourself to my real life? The thing about it is they are researching you. They're trying to find you. For 6 years, they're stalking you. They're threatened by you. I didn't drink the Kool-Aid. I didn't want any. If I had it, I would have stopped and drank it. I kept moving with all y'all. You know who you are. I know why you feel like you do. Stuck back, stuck walked away. That's the end of it. Be glad for the folk that you got watching you. But you know what? They never gonna be glad. They always want something what people like this have. I'm gonna show you. Let me put it up here. This copyright disclaimer. After this, I don't have anything else to say. I have the full understanding of this stuff. Okay. I need to copy the copyright disclaimer thing and put it in there. Why can't I do it? Let me do it right here. But I get it. But, isn't that time better served, I don't know, kissing the ass of whoever it is that you really want to be like? I mean, because I'm sure it was like that before I ever even spoke or did anything on this app, ever. Y'all got to remember, stuff was working. While y'all was on here, I'm assuming some of you doing all of the malicious, evil, wicked, demonic stuff you do. That's the norm for you. Stuff was outside working. That's what stuff was doing. Stuff had own goals and aspirations. Didn't have nothing to do with no kind of virtual nothing. That's the reality of it. They want your reality so they can compare it to theirs. But then they get up on a virtual something that ain't real and try to make it seem like how much better they are than you. Do that. But compare yourself to somebody what really that can turn their nose up at you. Who you tied up with somebody that need help from somebody like that. You envy them. At the same time, y'all want to be them. And then you're angry at them. I would let people like that deal with your emotions that you can't, they all over the place. I don't take that on for nobody. Y'all were never talking about nothing I ever wanted to hear anyway. I never stopped over. I heard of you. I talked about it. People heard it. Y'all did everything y'all could to make sure nobody didn't hear it. Okay. But I guarantee you right back where you started. Compare yourself to these folk you want to be. To these people uses emailing for help to help you. It's pitiful. I see that. I would have never seen that listening to nobody like y'all. I see that listening to somebody that know the kind of people y'all are. You're monsters. A lot of you. And all you know is getting on here trying to portray something that you're not. You're evil. I see it. Your actions show it. Karma should be the proof of it. You have the scars to prove it. You're helpless and you're pitiful. Really? That's the REAL of it, the reality. You don't get my life handed to you on a platter. Who are you? Some creep, some weirdo up on here? You're so threatened, you have to try to get rid of anybody that somebody else may hear. Talking about you, but you talk about everybody and everything up under the sun. Make that make sense. And then you need help. You're frauds. You know what? You're just a common hustler on the street. I talked about it. Smiling, waving before when they approaching you, you already know they up to something. Stop, go the other way. And if you follow me, and that's what has happened. These folk been following me and stalking me for 6+ years. And a year later, others were doing it. I didn't know these sick people were up on here. And this is what they do. They're sick. This is not reality. You have to work that hard to make it seem like you're better than someone else in something that's not even real. I see the madness of it. And you don't get to tinker with my life the way you've tinkered with my online identity. Mimicking me, recording me, cloning me, building channels after me. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Plus, taking my Plotagon image, taking my content, building, chopping, screwing, thumbnailing, uploading, scheduling, premiering. And then there's even those that, well, you know, when I was doing the Plotagon, and then when they found out that that's what I was using, then all of a sudden, both of them are doing the Plotagon at the same time. And then now, this many years later, in 2024, you have to revert back to the Plotagon. It's these kind of people. There's nothing there. There's nobody home. Some people have to ask for help behind the scenes. Can you imagine asking for help from somebody you want to be, and it eats you up so much that you probably resent them for being them? All this built up resentment in these maniacs, in these psychopaths up on here. Working like slaves on a plantation to make it seem like they're better than you in something that's not even real. And then they have to manipulate and buy and purchase and all of that. The lengths that these people go through. YouTube has taken views away from them millions at a time. The ruthless, the crooked things that they do to manipulate. YouTube has to hire people to address these content creators that do that. If YouTube take back 1 million views from you, it's something you did to get it. You weren't even entitled to it. You weren't even supposed to have it in the first place. I did videos about it. All three of these supposedly big black content creators, except for one that looked white, YouTube has had to deduct 1 million views from them at one time. That's unheard of. You know, that's got crooked wrote all over that. That was years ago. They all do the same thing. Why do you think they don't talk about the other who has done, or who's all over the news being sued and everything? They just like them. They've been working behind the scene with these folk. Them the very ones that'll come on here and say, how can we help them pay the $4+ million judgment? They care about stuff like that. They care about when one of them get hemmed up, and they care about how to get them out of it. These other devils like they are. That's all they care about, is stuff like that. And silencing people like me. But in the bigger scheme of things, they all have built up deep-rooted resentment against the very people that they want to be. And behind the scenes, they are sliding up in their emails asking them to help them. And they envy them so much to where they probably despise them. You got people like that in the world. They call snakes. I talked about that. There's a lot of entities up on these apps. If something is evil, if something is a snake, they want that snake to thrive. So that snake can bite you. That's all they want. Because life done broke them. They broken in the reality, not the fantasy. I should be good. I spoke the copyright disclaimer. They're going to show this, and then that's the end of it. Don't do your upload and then look at my channel. Do your upload and look at the channel that who you want to be. Okay? The difference between you and them folks is they got better thing to do than to sit around turning their nose up at something what look white or something what, some black woman with no edges. They just don't. They probably sick of y'all. And it ain't just one either. But kudos to this channel that I'm about to show. And then Stuck gonna suck the call, and then Stuck gonna pull the call. But let me go ahead and put this copyright disclaimer up here, though. Well, I need to make sure I do that. But spend your time doing that. They're not going to do that. You know why? Because then they're reminded how inferior they are. They are no king and they are no queen. They aren't anybody's king and they aren't anybody's queen. Those are realities. Things people don't want to accept. I don't feel any kind of way about this person that I'm going to show you. I don't know them. Kudos to them. I'm not some grudgeful hater that something happened to me and it messed me up some kind of way in the worst way possible. And you think that Stuck don't know you're the same kind of person that will go over to that dark web over there with your white looking ass. And if you had my information, you would take it over there and try to get somebody over there to bring me harm. That's why you were harmed. I know that. I don't have to ask anybody that. I know that. So never wonder why I say the things I say, because I mean them. They're true. You do deserve what happened to you. It's your intent. You have malice. You have deep resentment. I spoke on that the first time I even spoke on you. I mean, you were really troubled. I didn't know about people like you. I know about people like you now. You're evil. You're satanic. You're demonic. You're the devil. Okay? Matter of fact, you're a white-looking devil is what you are. Now, you can put on a show and all of that. The only difference is now you can't wave both of your arms around anymore, can you? I'm going to tell you why you can't do that. Because you're the same type of person. You have that same type of intent. That's why you've been stalking me and others like you. Ever since you heard of me. Or if you heard anything I had to say about you. And I don't take any of it back. You're psychopaths. It ain't my fault what happened to y'all. Whatever abuse, however you were traumatized, all that awful, disgusting. I mean, I don't know. I guess people on here will feel bad for you. They will feel sorry for you. I'm not one of those people. I know how dangerous you people are. I know what monsters you are. I know what you're capable of. I know what you been doing, and I don't know the half of it, but I know what been done to you. Some of the most atrocious things imaginable have happened to you. That's why you're like that. It ain't no undoing that. It's gonna always be like that for you. And it's gonna always be people out there in the world like me that see it for what it is. And I'm not afraid to talk about it. It's the truth. It's reality. Feel how you need to feel about it. I'm not listening. And then to know that you've been referenced and just referenced and thought about and referenced and thought about and studied. I mean, the more I think about it, yeah. Ever since they ever initially heard of me, I've been studied. I've been on the radar. I have been harassed. I'm every kind of dick sucking, whatever it is. Hence the name, Stuck Sucks. And guess what? Stuck is good at it. It's what Stuck do. That's real. Don't get no more real than that. We's gonna break stuff down. We's gonna get rid of stuff. We's gonna email stuff and let stuff know that whatever stuff do, we're gonna take it down. Where here stuff is. I ain't checking for y'all unless I got something to say. Today I have a point to prove. I've already talked about this stuff. I don't need to download nothing I've already talked about so it can help me talk about it again. Okay? I don't have to listen to, news clips that I play and then try to emulate those same people when I speak. I ain't up on here being some fraud like I'm some kind of correspondent and ain't never even took a editor, don't even have any kind of credentials or anything. I'm not up on here stalking celebrities who I secretly want to be like. And then I'm guessing, when all else fails, look how white I look. Well, yeah, it's pitiful. To me, let me tell you something. If I want to see something that look white, I can go over and look at a white content creator channel. One that I'm going to show. Y'all know about this person and others like them. I imagine y'all all over their dick. Ain't that something? I'm a dick sucking whatever, but then y'all all over these white folks up on here balls. I'm assuming y'all are licking all over them, right? And then you get up on your app and then you turn your nose up at me. But I know that whoever it is, it probably ain't even allowing you to do that. They ain't even letting you lick their balls no more. I want to know what it's like because I ain't never been reduced to nothing like that. Help me, I guess, for to find myself some kind of way. I don't know how y'all do that. Like I said, people have their own struggles, their own demons. For a lot of them, they have become those demons in actuality. That's the reality of it. That's why this whole virtual is so important. It's almost like this is their reality. You know, I have to get rid of stuff. Stuff goes against what you know. This whole smoke and mirrors that I'm trying to, how is stuff able to see through it? Stuff know you fake, you a fraud, you a common hustler on the street. Okay, it ain't like stuff didn't look over there. I'm like, well, what's all the hoopla about over there? Yeah, I looked, I saw somewhat look white. I read, and then I was like, well, damn, I've already seen this channel description before. And I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, things are just pitiful in the world. It's pitiful folks. They do pitiful things. Believe me, if stuff lick your balls, it ain't gonna have nothing to do with wanting something. You know, our eyes are just so pitiful. Can I please lick your ball? No, it ain't gonna never be nothing like that. It could that's what stuff wanna do. That's the only reason. All that other no. Ooh, let me, and then that's a lot to handle too, right? And then you got somebody like Stuck throwing a monkey wrench in it every time because every time you turn around, Stuck had something to say about some other different tactics that y'all were using. Ooh, I just feel so attacked by Stuck. Look, you attack thousands of people. Make that make sense. These folk, they can dish it out, they can't take it. Now I have the complete understanding of it. It ain't but four letters. EVIL. Okay, you can put a D in front of it. You can get rid of the VIL and then put a MON. All that demonic, satanic, evil, wicked, sinister, psychopathy, pathological, clinical. Something is wrong with you. I'm gonna tell you that. And whoever tied up with you, what you've been doing for 6+ years, or 5+years, or 4+years, or 3 or 2 or 1+year, something's wrong with you. And it always gonna be. Because I meant every word I said. And y'all know who y'all are, the monsters that you are out there. Okay? That's just where we are with it. Thank God I worked. And y'all been doing that too. You've been working in malice. You've been working for evil. Okay? You are a united front for evil. Okay? So don't feel no kind of way about whatever been done happen, whatever been done to you. Believe me, I got sense enough to know it's way more than that. It's much worse than has ever come out. It's really bad. That's why you want my life in black and white where you can pick through the bones. I'm assuming some of y'all is going to want to suck on them bones. You want it just that bad. You got to want it that bad if you working yourself sick for it. I wouldn't lift a finger to stop any of you. I like what you're getting, what you done got, and what waiting down the road for you. Because, see, I ain't got nobody. No one has ever taken their life based on me being a blogger and what bloggers like me sit around and do to people. Somebody up on here have a body now, and guess what? It don't even matter. It's right back to how it was. I already knew that. It's a pattern. Something ain't gonna never change. These folk will stalk me for the rest of their life because I don't need anything from you to be me. I ain't around here. I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming I don't know how y'all doing it. For to try to get the help. You ain't getting the right kind of help. You're getting virtual help. You need help in your real psychotic minds. That's the most help you need. While you're tracking up with me, go back and follow up behind these folks who you despise and you envy so, and you want to be them so, and then you just feel so cheated. looking white. I guess that didn't get you but so far. You use this you are even a knockoff white. You ain't even the real white. Like I said, they'll make you think you missing out. Why would I look at something what look white when I can look at something that is white? The same thing you want to be. The same thing you're out here asking for help from. It probably eats you up. And you got to be fake and fraudulent like that. You really despise them, but you're in their email asking them for help. It's pitiful. This is going to stay up. People need to hear about this stuff. Now, let me bring up this channel right quick. And like I say, I don't have a problem with this guy. I don't know him. I'm not emailing him. I'm not asking for help for him. I'm not following him, you know, like a blueprint. Everything I do is based around what he does, and then whatever he does, if I can't do it, I'm emailing him, asking him to help me with this, and then one is passing the information on to the next like that. Well, since I look white now, I can implement. But the thing about it is now you can't even move both your arms no more. You cannot wave both of your arms around anymore. And guess what? It ain't stuck fall. Look in the mirror. That's why you can't do it. Your intent. You have evil intent. Someone like you will go right over to that dark web. And believe me, you've been over there as white as you look. You've been over there. Matter of fact, you probably over there before it was ever a YouTube. You've been over there. Probably needing acceptance so badly that you will go over somewhere like that for it. It's pitiful. There are these people are clinical, a lot of them. And want me to care. No, I don't care about any of it. And they work for years, right? To virtually, look how much better than I am than you virtually. It ain't real. You are really a psychopath. It's what you are. You are really clinical. You gotta be. Anybody think they can sit and do all what you do to everybody else, and then what? You can't be challenged in any kind of way? Anybody challenge you? Well, you're so powerful, you're gonna silence them? Well, there are forces that are more powerful than you. You cannot even wave both of your hands around anymore. If you can't see that, well, you got to see it because you live in it. And you got a body on you. You think there's a blessing up in that for you? No, it's not. You got more karma coming to you. That man took his life. That pastor took his life because of what people like you sit around and do. I imagine you would want something like that to have been done to me. Like I say, it's the intent. These people have very malicious, evil, wicked, demonic, satanic intent. And you don't get to control how I feel about what's been done to you. I make it known. I'm happy about it. I love it. You deserved it. Look what you've done as far as stuff is concerned. There's many others like you out there. I don't have to call their name. I don't have to call yours. You're entities, and people will know about it. I guess if they don't, I don't know. Maybe one of these days they will, and that's the end of it. It's never the end of it. With y'all, you will stalk me for the rest of your lives, and there's many of you. I see the beauty in it. Talk about power. Powerful. Imagine my ball licking skills. Imagine. Look what y'all doing. And I would want to be tied with, man, what are you? See how that works? Thank God I never spent a penny. I have to acknowledge that. I have to thank God for that. Thank God I never spent no 199 or whatever it was. I thank God for that. Ouch. Ouch. Ow, y'all. I'm sitting on the floor. Ouch. And the flow is hard. It's a hard flow. Just like their hard cup was still got in stuck hand. They got their black mocha in it and the stuck mouth and water forward. Every drop of it. That's where we are. I don't need no help. I'm not pitiful like that. And I don't feel sorry for you. I don't pity y'all. I just don't. I won't be forced to. I will not be manipulated to, brainwashed to. I will not be bullied into it. I don't pity you or anybody like you. It's too many of you to name. And I know what you're capable of. I would never know what all you've really done, but I don't put nothing past you. Nothing. Your whole existence is centered around something what ain't even real. Look how hard you're working for something that ain't even real. Some of you are willing to lose use of your limbs for it. Something that ain't real. I see the madness of it. The sacrifices y'all are willing to make for something that's not even real. That's why my real life mean the world to y'all. You want to pick through the bones of it. If it ain't no bones, I don't know what y'all gonna do with it. Only a psychopathic mind, only a pathological nutcase, only some kind of disturb, only somebody what you know what the most impossible, unimaginable things is y'all's reality. I ain't sitting around trying to understand nothing like that. Nothing that damaged, nothing that disturbed. No, nothing that traumatized and traumatizing. It's probably sad to some folks. But see, I know what you are. You're monsters. It's not sad to me. It's pitiful. And I know what you're doing now and what you've been doing, you will continue to do it. And I won't lift a finger to stop you. I just, I don't know. Let universe and karma do what universe and karma does. What they really do in your real life is what they're doing. If that even makes sense. It's where they're doing it. In your real life is where that's happening at. Not mine. It's happening to yours. I mean, why do you want a dick sucker to care anyway, right? That's the whole hypocrisy of it, right? Oh well, if it's this away, then I'm gonna take that angle on it, to reflect stuck in a bad way. But then if it's that away, I'm gonna take the other angle on it, and then and then stuck is up on here sucking dick, or stuck want to suck my dick, and all of that, right? No, stuck never thought about it, honestly. Apparently, that's what y'all been thinking about. And honestly, I would think you have other things to think about, other problems in your real life, real problems like real mental illness, real sick, real psycho, real psychopaths. It just proves my point. Okay, so see if I can. Okay, that's been saved. Now let me go to back to where I was. I mean, I'm just going to show this right quick, and then that's just going to be the end of it. Okay, let me bring this up. People need to know. There are people in the world that need to know. And if this can enlighten one person, which from what I've read, a lot of people have been enlightened. They didn't know about this kind of stuff. Some of them know now. And I'm glad they know. That's the whole purpose of me doing it. So you don't get to manipulate anybody else's ears. If their ears work and if their fingers work and they click over here, they will hear it. Yeah. See if I can bring this up. And you get to feel however you need to feel about it. I don't know. You can feel about it, in virtually, or you can feel how you feel about it, in reality. But either way, it just is what it is. There's just no way around it. Now, what you'll see is Philip DeFranco's channel. Okay, Philip DeFranco. I don't have a problem with this man. I don't. But if you look there, 21 hours ago, he got over 500,000 views. I mean, a day ago, approaching 750,000. 2 days ago, actually 750,000. And what you see here is different things that a lot of them try to do too. But I don't have an issue with this man. I'm not around here stalking him. I'm not emailing him, asking him for help. I'm just not. But I can guarantee you, people like this are on their radar. They've been following them for years, molding themselves after people like this for years. They envy them. So much so that it creates a resentment. It builds up a resentment in them, but then they have the audacity to reach out to somebody like this for help. I don't know if he know about people like y'all or not. I don't know if he knows that. I see these devil horns. Maybe now he knows that there are people out there like that. Even I didn't know. But he's not on my radar. I don't have a reason for him to be. I know he's a white male content creator, and I'm sure there's millions of them out there. Am I watching because I see his numbers? No. They are. They want to duplicate, mimic, emulate, imitate, all of that. They want to use his blueprint. And then some of them is so pitiful they need help. I'm sure he's just being him, whoever God made him to be. So while you comparing yourself to me, compare yourself to who it is that you really want to be. You can't handle it, can you? Because in the bigger scheme of things, you see that you're actually inferior. But kudos to Philip DeFranco. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there.